Fred Henry with Guilford Works and Will Graham with Graham Personnel Services are here answering your employment-related questions. Before we get too far, Fred, let's talk about some of the hiring events that you guys have.
Yes. So at the end of the month, we have a senior hiring event. It's Unbound Aging, and we're partnered with the National Caucus and Center for Black Aging. It's going to take place on the 31st in Greensboro at our NC Work Center at 2301 West Meadowview. So for populations 55 and plus, the first 2 hours are dedicated for that population, and then it's open to the general public. And then we're also doing some things with our youth events with scheduling. Let me back up. So we're doing a fresh start initiative that we're working with various populations, where the immigrants and refugees, just judicially served populations and things of that nature, that we have a series of events that we're taking place in June and that we're looking to kick off. So please come to our local NC Works locations for more information.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. Well, this person's saying, what's the best way to negotiate your salary? And do you recommend doing that upon getting an offer?
Yes, I do. So the best way I would go about it is, the internet is full of information nowadays. So I would go to a source such as Indeed.com and know what your salary range is. And then let's say if it varies from $75,000 to $85,000 and you're lower experience, then you probably need to be at the lower end of that range. But if it's the higher experience one, then negotiate for yourself. You are your own advocate. And there's frustration out there that employers don't put the salary on the job descriptions and things like that. But there are reasons why they do that and things of that nature.
Okay. All right. So Fred, this person says, I want to use your services, but I don't live in Guilford County. So where can I go?
Yeah, so NC Works is all over the state. So if you go to the ncworks.gov website and you put in your county, it's going to bring up a list of NC Works centers that are within your commute.
Okay, so NC Works is it. All right. Graham, this person says, do you have any advice on finding work from home jobs?
Work from home jobs are everywhere. I mean, they weren't pre-COVID. They are everywhere now. So just search the internet. You'll be able to find them. We've got plenty of them. I think every employer now has work from home or work hybrid. So it's some of the norm now.
And that's something when you go on either one, either Guilford Works or the Graham Personnel Services, you can do that by filter and put work from home or work remote or flexible.
Yep. Yeah, you bet. So many of the softwares now have that, check this box and it'll sort those jobs for you.
All right. This is an interesting question, Fred. This person says, are you required to give a company 2 weeks notice before you quit?
No, that's not a requirement. It's customary, but it's not a requirement.
Customary, but not required. Okay. What about part-time jobs? People are wondering about how do you get a part-time job, and are they out there?
Yes.
Yeah. Tons of part-time jobs as well. I mean, it's the same as same companies that have full-time jobs have part-time jobs. Same way you go about applying to a full-time job as you do for a part-time job as well.
All right, this person's saying, I'm making a career change after 20 years from driving a truck to IT. I'm in school right now getting certifications. As a veteran, what is the best way for me to get noticed? Sounds like they're doing all the right things to start off with.
Yeah, I think it's if they're in school, just really connecting to organizations and just folks within the field that they're seeking, start that networking. Networking is number one. Over 80% of jobs are obtained through networking, but get connected to the industries, associations, and start there.
Do you have anything to add, Will?
Yeah, like Fred said, referrals is the number one way to go. Mm-hmm. Tell your friends and family. Hit the job boards and then your associations and then staffing firms in places like Guilford Works.
All right, this next one is, this person says, I'm disabled, can only work part-time and earn a certain amount of money. Can Guilford Works work around those issues?
Yes, so we work with everyone, and Guilford Works is an umbrella for different partners, and one of our partners is the North Carolina Vocational Rehabilitation, and they have special employment programs for folks with disabilities that we can connect individuals with to assist with employment, but also training.
Okay. All right. So again, we had Fred Henry from Guilford Works, also NC Works if you're outside of Guilford County. Will Graham from Graham Personnel Services. That hiring all over the Triad and hiring all over the state as well, not just in Graham. We want to make sure that you know that. Thank you, gentlemen, for having us getting all those questions answered and all that other kind of jazz. If you missed any of this, this is what we want to do. We want to connect you to them. You can go to the Two Wants to Know section right now.